Welcome to I Have the Power Query. When you have an Excel problem that you need to solve quickly, there's Quick Query. Excel is huge, over 1 million rows and 65,000 columns. But sometimes you receive data that's too big even for Excel to cope with. Power Query to the rescue. This video is part of the Quick Query series. Check out the other videos in this playlist so you can start using Excel with Power. This CSV file has over 2 million sales items from customers all across Europe. If you tried to load this much data in Excel, it would stop at its 1 million row limit and warn you that the data had not been fully loaded. Let's see what Power Query can do. In Excel, come up to Data and From Table CSV. Navigate to the file and click OK. This dialog box pops up, giving you a sample of how the file will look. We can't load the data because it's too big, so click Transform Data. Power Query has loaded the data just fine. Before we output the data to Excel, we'll need to do the processing here. The big question to ask with any data is what information do I want from it? I don't just want to load the file into Excel for fun. Well, I do, but in general people don't. I want to know what the sales are across different categories. Go up to Add Column, Custom Column and type Sales. Double-click on Unit Price and multiply it by Quantity. Change the data type to Currency. I want to know what the sales looks like across country, team, industry and products, so I'm going to select these four. Come up to Transform and press Group By. That will summarise the data on these categories, but I need to define the numeric output. I'm going to call the column Sales, perform a sum over the original sales column, and click OK. With this data, you're going to have a bit of a wait. The file size is about 100 megabytes and my computer took a while to load it. This is it at 25 times the speed. I'm going to change sales back to currency by overtyping currency.type here. Then come up to Home, close and load to, and load it as a table. Where there were over 2 million rows before, the grouping has summarised that to just over 6,000. This data is way too big to make sense of on its own. Time for a pivot chart. Come up to Insert and Maps. Click and drag the data range so that it's just looking at sales. This is a pivot map. It just needs a bit of formatting. Right-click on the map, go to Format Data Series, come over to Map Area and set it to only regions with data. Change the series colour to Diverging. We're going to colour the data by percentage. The bottom 25% will be red, the middle will be orange, and the top 25% will be green. Delete the title, and there's your pivot map. And that's a quick query, loading a huge data table and displaying it in a pivot map. In the meantime, don't forget to check out the Quick Query playlist to learn more about Power Query.